Ladies and gentlemen and football fans around the nation, my name is John Breakdown and welcome to Madden 23. This is the franchise mode. I am the head coach of the Detroit Lions here in Madden 23, but I'm an all-around football fan. I love the professional sport. I also love the collegiate level, and all I gotta say is Roll Tide. Alabama beat Middle Tennessee State. But the big game that I want to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, well, actually, two big games happened yesterday. Deion Sanders won his first game as the new head coach of Colorado. Colorado beat TCU, who was just in the national championship game last season. Even though Georgia rolled TCU in the championship game, TCU was ranked 17th. It was a hell of a ball game, but Colorado proved that they belong. Whatever that's called, the Pac-12, whatever is left of that division. And Florida. Billy Napier may be on the hot seat and may not last the season because Florida did not get off on the right foot. They lost to Utah, a very good Utah team. I mean, could Utah college football championships playoffs? Maybe. But my big focus is going to be on Texas versus Alabama, which is next week. That's where College Game Day is going to be. And it's going to be a big proving game for Jalen Milroe and that young Alabama offense. And it's also a proving game for young Quinn Evers, the young quarterback out of Texas. And Texas could make a statement. Steve Sarkisian, the new head coach, who also has Archie Manning on his squad. Now, here's the thing. Steve Sarkisian may not be the head coach for Texas if they lose and they don't make the college football playoffs this season. Also, Michigan won their first game without Jim Harbaugh. Can they do it 2 more times in a row? And I don't expect Georgia to lose at all this season. I expect Georgia to go undefeated. But another good game that we have today, or on Monday, it's either happening today or Monday, is LSU versus FSU.
And a nice call and really good execution there. Because
actually, as a matter of fact, let me get my phone real quick and I can actually tell you guys who's playing what.
Dropping back 5 to 7 steps on every play and have the defense zero in on it. There you hope that you get your defense going one way. They send him the other. Nice yardage with that.
Let's see here.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10, down at the 33. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Well, this offense, Charles, what we've talked about, how well they played all season, sitting now at 13-0 with a finish line for a perfect regular season.
I mean, I think the worst team that had its worst loss was Portland State. They lost to Oregon 81-7.
Season unbeaten, but they were tested multiple times in that final month plus.
Yeah, it was something like 4 of the last 6 wins were one possession.
Shane Beamer lost to Mac Brown. North Carolina getting off on the right foot. They won 31-17. You know, I had high hopes for South Carolina this season, but
Get a couple blowouts in there so you get a chance to relax and breathe.
I think they're still developing.
And
this is going to result in another first down as the tackles make
we have 2 games today.
12 yards there.
We have the Oregon State Beavers taking on San Jose State, and then the main event at 6:30 is number 5 LSU taking on number 8 Florida State. Can Brian Kelly lead the Tigers to glory?
And gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
His throw caught at about the 5. Touchdown. Adam Troutman with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Lions have taken the...
And the other big news in football is the fact that Trey Lance is now a Cowboy and who may take Dak Prescott's job if Prescott gets hurt. And I'll say this, if Dak Prescott gets injured and is out for the season, the Cowboys have to be really realistic that they'll never win the big one with Prescott. You already let Ezekiel Elliott go to the Patriots. You may want to cut your losses with Dak Prescott, but Jerry Jones feels like that young kid can still win him a championship, but I don't see it. I do not see it.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll take this.
Just like I don't see Green Bay making the playoffs this year, I think Green Bay will go maybe 5 and...
So they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
5 and 10,
On second down, Crowder.
or however games. Because it's like what, like a 14-game schedule now, or 18-game schedule.
There's a little bit of lightning talking with the defense.
I think they'll be in the bottom of their division.
Because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few laps.
Now, here's the thing. I know this coming Thursday, it's my Chiefs versus Detroit, and everyone's thinking, oh, Kansas City will sweep Detroit. I don't think so. We don't have Chris Jones. I don't know if Chris Jones will be back at any point this season. He's holding out for a max contract, which he should. I mean, he's one of the best pass rushers that we have on the Kansas City team. But don't sleep on Detroit. That young Lions team has a defense and has an offense that if Jared Goff can stay healthy and if all of his weapons stay healthy, I mean, they could really win the NFC North. I mean, that division is the Vikings division to really lose. I mean, it all depends on if Kirk Cousins can not throw so many interceptions and stay healthy. I mean, here's why I think the Vikings will win that division. They got T.J. Hawkinson, but they let Dalvin Cook go to the Jets. And now Cousins has no excuse because you don't really have a great running back to really bail you out now. Now Cousins is going to have to put this team on his back and prove that he can lead the Vikings to the promised land. And if I'm Minnesota and they don't do it this year, then that's when you draft a young quarterback and you release Cousins or restructure his contract.
Come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him.
And what's up, Logan? Glad to have you on.
2nd and 14. Open man here, short.
Now, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to do any better than Jordan Love is. Aaron Rodgers went to the AFC East, which that division is owned by Bills Mafia and the Buffalo Bills. I mean, that division was once Tom Brady's kingdom, but the Patriots have fallen on hard times since Brady took his talents to Tampa Bay. And look, I love Mac Jones, former Alabama quarterback, but I don't think he can be the quarterback that Bill Belichick wants him to be. And you went out and you got him Ezekiel Elliott, but I don't think you have the weapons to really stretch the ball downfield. You don't really have that fast slot receiver that you used to have in Julius Edelman. You don't have the tight end that you had in Gronkowski.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers.
Because people have figured out how to beat the Patriots at their own game.
But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making a
And plus,
play?
And they'll get this down to the 10.
plus, you know, Von Miller's finally healthy for the Buffalo Bills, which that defense scares me. That defense scares me. If Buffalo can stay healthy, and if Josh Allen can stay healthy, I hate to say this, but if it comes down to an AFC Championship game between Buffalo and Kansas City, that's a toss-up because both teams really bring out the best in each other. Yes, Buffalo beat us in the regular season, but every time these two teams have met in the playoffs, it hasn't worked out for them. And everyone's like, oh, you're forgetting about Cincinnati. Look, Cincinnati had one good season. One good season. And they made it to the Super Bowl.
On second down now.
And they got their ass beat by Matthew Stafford and that Rams defense. Now, fast forward, do I still think Cincinnati can make it? Yes. Do I think time is running out? Yes, because Jamar Chase, he's almost towards the end of his rookie deal. Same with Joe Burrow. And same with T. Higgins. One of those wide receivers is going to leave in free agency. My guess is probably going to be T. Higgins because I don't think the Bengals are going to be that stupid to let Jamar Chase leave. And Joe Mixon is a hell of a running back, but I just don't think that Bengals defense can win them a Super Bowl. Now, you're probably wondering, you're a Chiefs fan. Why do you think that the Chiefs aren't going to go back-to-back? Because look at it. Every time we've tried to run it back, we lost. And here's the thing. The last NFL team to win back-to-back Super Bowls was the 2003-2004 New England Patriots.
They just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And it's such a hard thing to do. And plus, let's be realistic, Denver's gotten better, the Raiders have gotten better, and the Chargers have gotten better. I think the Chargers are ready to take that next step, and I would love to see Justin Herbert ball out and win that division. Look, sometimes, you know, losing is good for a team. And yes, I know all the Chiefs fans are like, well, we belong in the AFC Championship game. We belong in the big game. Look, we've done spoiled ourselves. And the fact that we won a Super Bowl without Tyreek Hill is a miracle within itself. That's how good Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy's offense was. Now, this is going to be a really big test for Andy Reid because Eric Bieniemy took his talents. He went to Washington, same position, trying to become a head coach. And let me tell you something. If Washington balls out with Sam Howell and they somehow win the NFC East, then, you know, because Washington was one of just another team who went undefeated in preseason, but that's preseason. I'm expecting big things from Washington. Oh, I'm doing well, Logan. Seraph and Sebastian are asleep right now. I think Pittsburgh's going to take its next step with Kenny Pickett and that young Pittsburgh offense and defense. I don't have them winning their division. I still think Baltimore's going to win the AFC North.
Once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores.
And in the AFC South, I really think that's Jacksonville's division to really lose. I don't think Tennessee will be able to take the next step forward. I think just Derrick Henry's getting older. Who is their quarterback? Tannehill. Yeah, Ryan Tannehill's getting older. You don't have the wide receivers to really help him.
On 1st and 10, Holly, he finds his man, complete. That's McLaughlin. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there.
Now, let's talk about the Cleveland Browns and the Chicago Bears. Those are two teams that I expect to take the next step forward. I think this will be Deshaun Watson's first full offseason with Cleveland. He'll be healthy. He's had no distractions, really. He's finally put that whole mess behind him. And I think Cleveland could be really, really good if they stay healthy.
Up the middle they go. It's McLaughlin.
And I think Chicago,
it's a good gain of 11.
if Justin Fields balls out and if they stay healthy, they could, again, be the dark horse to win the NFC North from the Vikings and from the Packers or the Lions. But really, in that division, you have the Vikings, the Lions, the Bears, the Packers. And don't even get me started on the NFC West because, oh, that was almost an interception. The NFC West, that division is a toss-up between San Francisco and Seattle. Which Seattle team is going to show up? Will Geno Smith have another spectacular year in Seattle? Whoop, whoop. I made it. Oh, wrong play. I called the wrong play. Damn. Oh, and Troutman's hurt. Shiitake mushrooms. And can Kyle Shanahan win with Brock Purdy? Or was what happened last year just a fluke? Because Brock Purdy had San Francisco on the verge of going to the big dance before he got hurt. And that 49er defense is 10 times better than what it was when it faced Kansas City. I mean, it's just going to be very interesting to see what happens in the world of the NFL. But going back to college now, switching gears, stay with me now. I have Georgia, Michigan, Alabama, and I'm going to say Michigan State makes the college football playoffs. And then for a dark horse pick, I'm going to pick Utah because Utah thoroughly impressed me. They destroyed Florida. Florida was not ready for that ass whooping that Utah put on them. And also, a lot of people weren't expecting Colorado to beat TCU. But again, TCU just had one good season. One. But the only two teams that could potentially beat Georgia, and I consider these trap games, will be at Tennessee and Florida. I don't think Georgia Tech will beat Georgia. Now, UVA lost to Tennessee. They can still win the Coastal and get to the ACC championship game. But I still think that Clemson's going to win the ACC. Dabo Swinney will have Clemson raring and roaring to go because they face Duke on Monday.
That sack goes to Cameron Thomas. On fourth down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away.
And so, at the end of two, we got ourselves a close game here, 14-3. And no, we will not. We will not hear from the coach. Now, I would be shocked if Colorado does make the college football playoffs just because they've already knocked off a huge powerhouse in Florida. And the big question on my mind is how much longer is Nick Saban going to be coaching? He's in his 70s now. He needs one more championship to pass Bear Bryant.
Back to throw. Flushed out right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
The other game that kind of disgusted me a little bit, I watched the Penn State and West Virginia game. West Virginia, back in the mid-2000s, when I was still in high school, was a powerhouse. And that was because of Bob Huggins and, oh my God, interception.
Intercepted, thrown back across his body. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
I mean, not Bob Huggins. Dana Hoskins, who was the head coach. He had West Virginia just as a powerhouse, and then West Virginia goes and joins the Big Ten along with Maryland. And neither of those two teams have really done much in the Big Ten.
Executed 22-yard game.
I kind of want Virginia and Virginia Tech to join the SEC along with North Carolina.
Defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot.
And in for the Lions, touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions are able to strike.
But, I mean, Logan, let me ask you something. I don't know if you're a big football fan, but who do you have winning the Super Bowl?
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
And also, by the way, guys, click, like, and sub to Chaostic and Demon King of Souls. Also, if you guys want to try the new Fuel for Gamers, you can use promo code Chaostic10 in all caps to get 10% off your order of W, the new Fuel for Gamers.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll look to throw.
And also, by the way, guys, click, like, and sub to Leto Dracul and Gaming and Reaction with Mickey.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
But I will state this. I think the Giants is going to surprise everybody this year. I think the New York Giants could give Philly a run for their money. I think Washington could really give Philly a run for their money. Because Jalen Hurts and that offense, and if that Philly defense gels together, Philadelphia could go undefeated. They could really run the table. But I think Kansas City showed everyone how to really play against Jalen Hurts. However, I think the worst team in the NFL will be the Arizona Cardinals. I think they'll have the first overall pick. In the NFC South, I think the Saints will win that division because I just don't think the Falcons are going to take that next step.
They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So from the 36 now.
Green Bay to just 90 yards. Good gravy.
Back to throw. Holly.
Now, you can see how Green Bay is just blanketing my wide receivers now. So now I'm going to play a little Alabama football here.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Now, do I think Miami could win the AFC East if Tua Tagovailoa stays healthy?
It'll be 3rd and about a foot or
number 2. Pretty good job defensively.
Tua needs to stay healthy in order for that team to go.
What it does is emphasize this
Because you got Tyreek Hill, who is one of the fastest wide receivers in the NFL.
where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
By the skin of their teeth, they are able to convert on 3rd and inches. Off the bootleg.
And there's talk about the Redskins name coming back. There's a petition by Native Americans to actually bring the Washington Redskins name back to the franchise, which I would gladly approve of. Because there is nothing wrong with the name to begin with.
Off the play fake. Holly. He's got a man wide.
And some people may be like, oh, well, that's offensive. No, they were honoring the Native Americans,
17 yards.
which is why they had, for so long, a Native American logo.
Throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the defense, too much space in front of them.
I mean, I'll say this, politics need to stay out of sports.
Touchdown. Adam Troutman with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Lions will add on to their lead here in the final minute.
And I'm going to go to my YouTube channel real quick. And by the way, Logan, if you have any cooking recipes that you want me to try, you can please leave a comment on mine and Seraph's cooking video on my secondary channel. All right, there we go. Okay. I still can't believe that I beat Leto.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to be dropped following a
Speaking of that, I'm going to go ahead and message him
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown, right?
and message Rice.
So be it, but the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just give up the score.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. Croner, and this won't be enough to pick up the first. Again,
3rd and 1 now.
3rd and 1.
Now, I like a good cover defense.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. If you could only pick one for your offense, here are your choices at QB. Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Patrick Mahomes, or Dan Marino for your quarterback. For your running backs, Barry Sanders, LaDainian Tomlinson, Walter Payton, Eric Dickerson, and Adrian Peterson. For your wide receivers, you could pick Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Calvin Megatron Johnson, Terrell Owens, or Antonio Brown. I would not pick Brown. At tight end, Travis Kelce, Rob Gronkowski, Antonio Gates, Tony Gonzalez, or Shannon Sharp.
They're going for it to keep the drive alive. Got a man, it's Schwartz complete. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive.
Also, by the way, guys, click like and sub to shadowknight X.
There, and they do indeed convert on 4th. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
They lead big.
I've held Green Bay to 90 yards throwing.
Taking their play to a whole new level this second half.
And this is how good Detroit's defense could be this year.
To the total number that they forced in this runaway contest. And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game.
Like Green Bay's only had 9 completions out of 16 attempts.
Big turnovers and stops for one side.
3rd and 10 with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here in the 4th quarter.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
And just no help. His wide receivers couldn't get open.
Got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost
Now,
cause.
they could still come back in this game. This game is not over by any means.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Greedy Williams picks it off. And he will bring it back.
And a pick six.
Return for a Lions touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just...
And just, you should have known better than to throw it into that type of coverage. Ray McLeod just hesitated just for a brief second. And if I'm not mistaken, Tampa Bay let Kurt Warner's son, Cade Warner, go, who's a wide receiver.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. It'll only be a loss of a couple, but the pressure gets home on first down.
Well, I wish this staff
By the way, Logan, what did you think of the cooking video?
About this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the fourth quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I'd get the backups in there if it were me.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, me, Michael Rice, and Lito Dracul will be doing a football roundtable at 4 in the afternoon.
Targeting Thomas on the out route, making the catch. And that's good for a gain of 6. 3rd and 7 now. Hard to believe his first.
Let me tell you, that chicken came out amazing.
On their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double.
And that leftover, like if you cook it in like the crock pot, you'll have leftovers for days.
First catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Now a handoff up the middle. Crowder. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 12 more yards there and another first down.
And 1st and 10 now. Rematch from the Super Bowl, Kansas City versus Philadelphia.
Tunyon's got it on the out route. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that will bring up 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. They'll find Schwartz complete right side. Give him 10 yards there as this offense.
And so here we go. Green Bay making a drive here.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Incomplete.
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though. No surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Eluding the pressure right. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defense...
And Ray Spitzer, the Green Bay quarterback.
He still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. And this one incomplete. And another
took a shot.
Really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down. Sanders' kick is...
And Green Bay trying to make this game respectable. It's now 35-6.
Scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me,
how fitting would it be for Detroit to go undefeated? And there was a flag on the play.
And a nice
this return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30.
Face mask by the kicker, Jason Sanders, trying to make something out of nothing for Green Bay.
Situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Up the middle they go. It's McLaughlin. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but
you can almost see the ghost of Vince Lombardi.
Long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And now a throw on first down.
Walking the sideline saying, "What the hell's going on over here?"
That one was incomplete. He's been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense.
His grandson, Joe Lombardi, won a Super Bowl with the New Orleans Saints.
But as far as the actual need, you and I both
You know who I would love to see come back as a coach? Drew Brees.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And they are going to score again. Yet another
And
touchdown as
I love using the two tight end system. You got Landry on the right side. You got Troutman on the left.
Momentum from what we've seen, and so far they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
And we can go ahead and sim this.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their
And Green Bay suffering their worst home defeat this season.
I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off season, but on game day,
I mean, statistically,
best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Lions, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they'll have another road date next week.
And let me look at the time of possessions real quick.
Meanwhile, for the Packers, the loss might knock them out of playoff contention as they drop to 6-8. And they'll try and turn things around next week with the Chicago Bears.
So you see, normally the team with the most possession time wins the game. I only held on to the ball for 9 minutes and 47 seconds. And red zone accuracy, 5 out of 5. Third down conversions, we were 2 out of 2. Green Bay had a horrible third down conversion rating with 3 out of 9. Their fourth down conversion was horrible. Total yards of offense speaks for itself, 375 versus 208. 13 first downs versus 12. And so let's see here. Who am I facing next? Was I supposed to get... Alright, playoff picture. Let's see who, if the season ended today. Oh God, that's a scary playoff picture right there. So right now, Kansas City is the number 1 seed in the AFC, and the number 1 seed in the NFC is Detroit. Oh, I don't want to face Carolina or New Orleans out of the gate. Good God. Then you got the Giants and Seahawks. That will be an interesting matchup there with LA and Washington. Then on the AFC side, you got the Jacksonville Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence, who could really take the next step. That will be a battle of young quarterbacks with Lawrence versus Jones. And then you got the Raiders and Titans, Tannehill versus Garoppolo. And then Pickett versus Allen. Oh, I'm facing the Giants next. Okay. All right, let's see here. I got 8 players who need to renegotiate their contracts. Trayvon Mullen, how underrated of a cornerback is this young man. I watched him play at Clemson. He was an amazing player then. He's still an amazing player now. Alex Leatherwood, I watched him play at Alabama. An amazing right tackle. He has those hands that can really push. I'm going to offer him a 3-year deal with a little bit of a signing bonus. Okay, you know what? You go ahead and you find a better team to match that offer. I kind of want to keep my offensive line together because when you have a group of players that can, protect your franchise quarterback and your franchise running back, it really helps. Alec Lindstrom, I watched him play in Boston College. Like, when I go to draft people, or if I've watched them play, I'll go back and I'll try and get them in free agency. And the league's favorite to win the Super Bowl is the Lions. Love it. Absolutely love it. And I think, okay, so the only 2 people I have left to sign is K'Ron Johnson. And let's see here. I'm going to scout players real quick. Let's see. Who are the prospects? Like, I need a good running back and I need a good wide receiver. And right now, the best wide receiver. Let's see here. Who's at the top of the running back class right now? Okay, so it's Dylan Callahan out of Ole Miss. Is there anyone else? That's okay. We got. But see, he's a day 3 projection. He could be. Ooh, okay. Never mind. I got Chad Arrington out of Arizona State. He could be. What do you mean you want your draft, Brian? I don't know what you're talking about, brah. Brian, if you're home right now, let me start a party with you. Hold on. Because I really want to talk football with you. All right, Brian, I sent you a invitation. Like Alex Weston from Alabama, he would be an unrestricted free agent. He's an elusive back, but what I'm looking for is a receiving back, and I think Chad Arrington may be the answer. So I could have found a diamond in the rough with either Dylan Callahan or the kid from Arizona State. Okay, he's going to grab a drink real quick. Let me look at the wide receivers real quick. I also need a fullback. Detroit's one of the only teams that doesn't have a fullback right now in the game, which I really need. You know what? I'm going to fix that real quick because that would help out my I formation instead of me having to use my tight ends. Hold on. Like the fullback position is really becoming the way of the dinosaur, really. All right. I am not giving up Butta Baker. That would be a bad trade. Who do they have at safety? Okay, they have Josh Metellus is a good player, but that doesn't mean. They need more time. What else do you want? I think I just made Buffalo a little bit better. Good God, they have so many running backs. They got Singletary, Martavius Davis. Well, Brian, get in the party and we'll talk about your draft. Man, if I could get Stephon Diggs away from Buffalo, that would be a steal, but I don't want to give so much up for him. And Dawson Knox is just a badass. All right, there we go. Wait a minute. I was trying to get a fullback. Damn it, I didn't mean to. Oh, I was trying to get a fullback and I got sidetracked. Oh, son of a biscuit. Hold on. Or did I get a fullback? Hold on. I think I did get I did get a fullback.
Yeah, you messed that up bad.
I did miss. Oh God, I think I made Buffalo better. But Brian, let's talk college football real quick. So you saw that game between Colorado and TCU.
I didn't watch any of the college game. I just went to look at the score.
Dude, Colorado balled out. Deion Sanders proved he can coach.
Have you seen the Ohio State one?
Yeah, dude, Ohio State blew out their opponent, and a lot of people are thinking that Georgia's going to be able to just run the table. I don't think so. I think either Tennessee, Florida, or someone in that division is going to beat Georgia, because Georgia's going to get too cocky, and they're going to get their ass beat. But now,
okay, now I see the judges. Okay.
I mean, if you look at Georgia's schedule, they don't really play anybody.
Hold on, let's see. Now they got Auburn, Kentucky, Vanderbilt. Florida might be, but who knows?
No. Florida got their ass beat by Utah last night. I watched that game. Florida lost to a Pac-10 school. I'm sorry. If I was Florida, I'd be demanding firing Billy Napier as my head coach. But
I mean, who the heck is Ball State?
Ball State is a Division I school. They seriously. And
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know some of these schools.
Exactly, but also, did you see how badly Tennessee beat UVA? Tennessee beat UVA 49-13.
Yeah, 49-13. How's Colorado beat? Okay, by 50. See, Oklahoma won by 73-0.
And let me tell you something. Here in Oklahoma, we went to Walmart yesterday because we had to get some stuff for my son. And that, I shit you not, I have never seen so many college football jerseys at a Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart has more stacked jerseys.
No.
You
see, here in Oklahoma, the big rivalry is between Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. And, like, everybody was just talking about the game, and I was just like, good God, they love their college football here. And, like, security had to actually separate two people. So it's just like, But, I mean, back in Virginia, we don't really have a big rivalry. I mean, the only rivalry game is between UVA and Virginia Tech, which Tech always wins that game. Very rarely does UVA ever beat Virginia Tech.
For football, probably, but basketball, probably not.
Basketball. UVA is a better basketball team than football team. And here's the thing: UVA actually won a national championship with their basketball team not that long ago.
I think it was like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but
next week is the extra season of
yeah.
NFL. And you're playing Thursday.
Yes, I think my Chiefs will win. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be an overtime game. I think we beat Detroit 23-20. Because I think the Lions are that good. I think the Lions, if they stay healthy, they can ball out.
Again, it's only, 66.2% ahead of what the Lions have?
Look at last year. The Lions made the playoffs for the first time almost.
They did.
Or they did make the playoffs. No, they made the playoffs, but they got beat in the first round.
It still counts as first time.
Yeah, my God, like...
Bad.
Same with the Giants. I think the Giants can really win that division if they stay healthy and if they play their best football against Philadelphia and Dallas. Now, you're probably wondering, well, what about the Commanders? They got Eric Bieniemy. Look, I'm telling you, yes, Washington went undefeated in preseason. That doesn't mean jack shit for the regular season.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. That's the thing fans need to get through their heads. It's preseason.
So, here's the thing. You're gonna laugh at me for saying this. So my friend, he's a Ravens fan. He was talking about his Baltimore Ravens first loss of a preseason.
Look,
and I respond back with the Geos quote, by the way.
Look. Baltimore was talking shit to Washington, being like, look, we've won 24 straight preseason games. Y'all aren't going to beat us. Washington came in there, and they played like it was an actual football game, and that's what they need to do for the whole season. Play like that, with that intensity, with that poise. If Washington...
You gotta remember this. You gotta remember this, and remember, you used to live in the state of Virginia too.
Yep.
I'm not too far between both Commanders and Ravens stadiums. From my side of the park, I know you live like a bit further away from me, like half an hour. But the difference is, remember, the only way how people always call the Ravens and Washington game is always because everyone keeps saying the Battle of 495.
Yep, it's the Battle of the Beltway. Yep. And Baltimore for the last several years, Baltimore just owned that series. But here's the thing that people need to remember about Baltimore: they've hamstringed themselves by giving Lamar Jackson that contract. Because let me tell you something: Lamar Jackson gets hurt, he's done. Your season is done.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you got a good.
He almost went to Washington.
Yeah. I mean, but Washington didn't. I mean, when he was a free agent, Washington didn't want to pay him because they had health concerns about him. And here's the thing: yes, you have that backup quarterback, Brown, who's just as good as Lamar Jackson. I thought he played better than Lamar Jackson did in that preseason game against Washington. But here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any weapons in Baltimore. You don't have a running game that can stay healthy. You traded your best wide receiver to Arizona. You went out and you got Odell Beckham Jr., who's in past his prime. And I know you Giants fans are going to hate me saying that, but yes, Odell Beckham Jr. is past his prime. Yes, he got his second Super Bowl with the Rams, but he can't really stay healthy. And what the fuck am I doing? I was doing the Skyrim shuffle there just for a second in the snow. But, I mean, Brian, who do you have winning the Super Bowl this season? Do you have Kansas City repeating, or do you have someone new knocking Pat Mahomes off that throne?
I want to see Baltimore win. Like, my debate is between Baltimore and Kansas City, but, I mean, it really depends how far they both could be healthy, you know?
I mean, I would love to see Lamar versus Pat Mahomes in the AFC Championship game because that would be a high-scoring affair. But also, I kind of want someone else to win a Super Bowl that hasn't happened yet. Like, the Bills have come so close, and
Bills have, yeah.
I mean, if Josh Allen can stay healthy and if that defense can stay healthy, because that defense is nasty with Von Miller when Von Miller is healthy. I mean, we'll see, but I'll tell you one team that's not going to win a Super Bowl.
Jets.
Yep. Jets fans are just as bad as Cowboy fans. And yes, you got Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers is in his almost 40s. He's like what, 39? He's like what, 38, 39? He's following in the footsteps of Brett Favre, and I'm sorry, but
Brett Favre left his team.
Here's what's funny. Brett left Green Bay, went to New York, and then after playing 2 seasons with the Jets, went to the Vikings and almost took the Vikings to the Super Bowl, but got his ass beat by New Orleans. Mm-hmm. New Orleans ended that man's career. I've never seen a quarterback so beaten up and so sacked.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so you see, Aaron Rodgers, I don't think he's in that great a shape. And Aaron Rodgers...
The only thing I could say about Aaron Rodgers is what he's really good at was a time where he could be the Mr. Hail Mary type.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can respect, like, Aaron Rodgers done.
I mean, and yes, Aaron Rodgers beat Big Ben and the Steelers of old in the Super Bowl. He has one Super Bowl win. That was ages ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you've gone to a division where you have to play against Bill Belichick and that New England Patriots offense, young offense, and you got to go up against Von Miller twice a year? I mean, I'm sorry, but the Jets' offensive line is not that good. Your ass is going to get hurt. I mean, and yeah, you went out and you basically tried to recreate the Packers' magic by getting Randall Cobb to, come to New York. I'm telling you, the Jets aren't going to do it. Hell, I would pick the Giants over the Jets winning a Super Bowl. because at least the Giants have a better offensive line. They have a better quarterback in Daniel Jones, and they have Saquon Barkley. And also, for all you people who think that Tampa Bay is going to somehow rise back up, no.
No. They lost what? Brady and who else they lost?
They lost Leonard Fournette. They lost Ndamukong Suh. They lost Shaq Barnett. And who did they sign? Who is the starting quarterback for them? I think Baker Mayfield's the starting quarterback for them now.
No, it's Baker. I was surprised when he left Carolina to go to was it Rams?
Yeah, and I'm surprised the Rams let him go. I'm surprised the Rams let him go. He actually had a good enough season with Los Angeles to really take that job away from Matthew Stafford. And Matthew Stafford, that's another quarterback who should just up and retire. He doesn't need the money. His back is already fucked up. I mean, you got your Super Bowl ring. Retire already. I mean, you've redeemed yourself, Matthew Stafford. Yes, you were a part of the worst team in NFL history to lose every single game. You and Megatron were both part of that team. But Megatron actually made it. Megatron made it to the Hall of Fame. He didn't need a Super Bowl ring. He balled out. He was like, you know what? Yes, I may have lost every single game one season, but you know what? That's not going to stop me. That's not how I will be remembered. And
what was that QB from Jacksonville?
Trevor Lawrence.
Well, he's currently playing for. Yeah, when I see him play, like he messed out. He thought like he gonna win it all.
Well, you see, Trevor Lawrence came out of Clemson after winning multiple national championships. He played behind Deshaun Watson, and he thought that, he could come into the NFL and he was going to ball out. Like, he was like, you know what, the game's going to be easy. Nope.
Exactly.
And that's the problem with all these young quarterbacks who think they're actually going to be something when they come out of the college ranks and into the professional ranks. Like, do I think Trevor Lawrence will do better? Yes. Jacksonville took that next step when they actually made the playoffs last year. And that's also because they got rid of Urban Meyer and they signed Doug Peterson to be the new coach. And I think that's what that team needed, because Urban Meyer, his drunk, raggedy ass, couldn't coach to save himself. I mean, my God. Because Urban Meyer was such a great college coach, when he got to the pros, he was like, you know what, I can do this. No, all you had to do was look at Nick Saban. Nick Saban went to Miami after winning a championship at LSU before he went to Alabama. And he was an NFL coach for 2 seasons and was like, nope, I can't do this. He went back and became the greatest college coach of all time.
So who knows? Maybe he will get to the pro league again.
No, because here's the thing. Nick Saban is 70 years old. He's not going to come coach at the NFL level. But I would love for Baltimore to do well this season, just because, look, I can respect Lamar Jackson. He's a Pro Bowl quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He's a generational talent if he can stay healthy. But I don't think that he deserved that contract.
He was healthy. He was healthy right after the cover 2 of the NFL.
Yeah.
Because remember how everyone was talking about, and the cover of NFL usually be that curse mark for everybody.
Yeah, the Madden curse. And some people say that Tom Brady broke the Madden curse. No.
It was broken before him. And we all know that's a big factor right there. It was way broken before.
And here's the thing. Tom Brady likes to think that he's the greatest quarterback of all time. Look, just because you have 7 Super Bowl rings, yeah, you're in a class by yourself. but you played in a weak era where the defenders couldn't hit you. I'm sorry, but for me, when it comes to the quarterback talk of who's the GOAT, I have two top picks. Joe Montana and Dan Marino.
Both good QBs right there.
Joe Montana never lost in a Super Bowl. And Dan Marino was deadly accurate. He could put the ball in spaces while getting hit, and he didn't bitch about it. And man, he made the Hall of Fame just because of how many pass attempts and just for his level of gameplay. Tom Brady only made. I mean, when Tom Brady goes into the Hall of Fame for first ballot, it'll only because he'll have his Super Bowl rings, and because people feel like he actually deserves it. I don't feel like that because people forget Spygate, man.
Well, yeah, was having a lot.
And you also forget, the Raiders should have really won that 2003 AFC Championship game. If it wasn't for Brady, we wouldn't have the fucking tuck rule, and we could see quarterbacks actually get hit.
There was a lot that had changed from there. Because remember how tackle used to be, and then next they stopped doing that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at how the game has evolved, they're taking away kick returns now, or they're shortening the distance.
I think they're shortening the distance. I think there was talk about that.
And they're getting rid of you can't use like play action pass or what's it called? I can't remember what it's called.
Because I remember like in the NBA, now they added like a few new things. I'm like, okay, how long that's gonna last?
And here's the thing. Speaking of the NBA, does everyone realize a era is coming to an end? We are seeing
it's coming to an end for LeBron.
Yeah,
LeBron's era is almost done.
Yeah, and like we will never see another LeBron James. I'm sorry, just like we will never see we'll never see another Kevin Durant or Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. I mean, the closest thing that we have to Kobe is Seth Curry. I mean,
Seth Curry's, yeah, but he's only 35. The only other backup I could come up with is between Devin Booker or Luka.
Yeah, I mean, Luka is just entering his prime. But
don't forget, remember, he played against a pro since he was teenagers too.
Yeah, but
not many people in the league know.
But I mean, I'm glad Denver finally won a championship. Djokovic.
I tell everybody. I tell everyone this: like, if Tyler Hero doesn't come back, is done.
Yeah,
that's all I said.
And that's exactly what happened because Jimmy Butler cannot win a championship by himself.
No, he has a good team. That team all around him was good. It's just you gotta think about it. You rather attack the strong players, not the weakest. Because Jokic, if you put double team on Jokic, you can stop him getting rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
He may be taller than Adebayo and all that, but still, there's like the only tough competition.
And also, Bam Adebayo. I mean, sorry, not Bam Adebayo, but Udom Haslam just retired from the Heat.
Yeah, he was a goat of the Heat. Like I tell almost everybody, like the goal of players in the team was Tim Duncan when he stayed for San Antonio, even though he almost went to Orlando Magic to team up with like Tracy McGrady and all that because they both have the same agency.
Man, that would have Tracy McGrady. That's one player I really wish would have won an NBA championship. Him, like, just imagine this team right here. You got Kobe. You got Kobe Bryant, Shaq, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, and Jason Kidd.
That could work.
With Yao Ming at center.
I'd rather use Shaq more than Yao Ming. Like Yao Ming may be tall and skinny, like with height wise, but I more prefer to use
Shaq.
Shaq has more monster in the court vision wise.
But I mean, Shaq went to Cleveland to play with a young LeBron, but by the time Shaq got to Cleveland, he was done.
Right. No, it was during his time with Phoenix. You can easily tell that's where it started right there.
Yeah.
Like he did get traded, but and all that, and like I was like listening to stories like what Shaq had to do and all that.
Oh no, I fumbled. Shit, damn it.
Like for me, I'll say this: Kobe almost got traded for Chicago or Cleveland. But,
you know what? Can you imagine if
Jerry West off him?
Can you imagine just a young Kobe got traded to the Washington Wizards when they still had Michael Jordan?
It could work, but it's going to be a struggle because MJ probably might be at bench or Kobe be at bench. And
Michael should have stayed retired. He should have stayed retired after his second retirement. He should have never went to come out with Washington. And I think Washington made a horrible trade with Phoenix, sending Bradley Beal to go play with Kevin Durant.
That's still a talk right there. Everybody's still talking about that. Yeah, I mean, it is a horrible trade. Yeah, I mean, Washington should do that part. I mean, in return, if you look at it, who is a good player for Phoenix that give away? The only top players they would have was CP3, which that kind of works, but you got to remember CP3 is also at his age.
But yeah, but see, the CP3 got released. They let him go.
No, that was the whole everybody talk.
Yeah,
he got released first before the trade happened.
Mm-hmm.
No, he was involved in the trade, so we don't know what really went down. And then Washington traded him for Jordan Poole.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay.
And so now CP3 is with the Warriors now, yeah?
Warriors.
Oh God, him, oh God, him and
Curry,
and
Klay Thompson.
Yeah, Thompson. Oh my God, that's a three-headed monster at the free throw line.
Not really a head monster because CP3 hasn't played like he used to.
And also, I think, did, what's his face get released by the Warriors? Draymond Green.
No, he still plays. He signed his extension.
Okay.
Even though Draymond Green had his own podcast and everything, so I was like, okay. Everyone thought like he might go for teaming up with LeBron.
No, him and LeBron do not like each other.
No, they do now.
Oh.
Back then, they don't. Remember when LeBron was in Cleveland and all that.
But you see, here's the thing. I thought Kyrie would leave the Mavericks to go play with LeBron.
What I was hoping.
And instead,
that was everyone was talking about, but then Kyrie like respectfully denied it because he's got like a video of it.
Kyrie doesn't want to play with LeBron. He
could carry the team. I mean, with him and LeBron were playing. I mean, it's nice. It's a nice duo right there. Even though Kevin Love was there, but I mean, Kevin Love didn't play like what he played.
I mean, Kevin Love went to the Heat and almost won another championship with them. But, I mean, here's the thing. Kyrie does not respect LeBron. He doesn't want to be in LeBron's shadow, which is why he went...
That was the whole purpose. That's why he went to that trade. That's why, remember, if you remember correctly, Kyrie was a cover at the 2K first before they switched his cover to the Boston.
Yep.
And
And
I still have that. I still have his uniform
And-
one.
can we just talk about his time in Boston for a second? I mean, my God, you had a very good Boston team that could have won it all had Kyrie just bought into the whole system.
I think it's more better if they kept with Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas was the face of Boston, and what I like to see was how he carried the team from the bottom to the top
Exactly.
before he had the injuries. Because if Isaiah didn't get traded, if you looked it through, Isaiah would have helped both Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum to be more better.
Oh, Tatum, Brown, and Thomas, and then you throw Kyrie into the mix. I mean, that would have been a hell of a lineup. But Isaiah Thomas,
I
he
had
was
that
so good.
lineup on my previous 2K.
I mean, Isaiah Thomas was so good to watch and fun to watch. And Tatum, his basketball IQ is up
It
there
was
with the
good.
greats. And then Marcus Smart kind of reminded me of
Six-man.
them old school defenders.
He just reminded me how he's gonna try to carry at least a reward he won't.
Where's he at
Okay.
now? Is he?
Now he's playing now with the. I think he's playing with John now. Let me see. I remember he got traded, but I forgot. What
And look, John Morant has screwed his whole career. That young kid,
Yeah, he got traded.
yeah, that young kid has so much potential. If he would just stay off social media and stop doing stupid shit and just focus on the game, he's gonna end up getting released, and then everyone's gonna forget about him, and he's gonna be a bum.
Or he's gonna get traded. So there's could be a good draft pick right there.
Yeah, but who's gonna take a chance that he'll only play like half a season?
Brooklyn. They could Brooklyn to do like what they did last time at Boston.
Oh
You
my
still remember
God.
how they got Tatum and Brown.
Oh my God! No, look! The Brooklyn Nets. Look, they're going to trade James Harden for John Morant.
They could if that could ever actually happen. But Harden wants to play for the Clippers. But that
Harden
didn't happen.
just wants to play with he just wants to play with Westbrook, and who else is on that team?
Paul George and Kawhi.
Yeah. And
That's
speaking
like
of
the top three.
I mean, speaking of like Kawhi just has not been healthy the last two seasons,
No.
and he
He
hasn't
been
played.
healthy since he hasn't really played too much. That's what's really bugging me because it's the way I'm watching the game and everything. I was like, man, Kawhi. I was like, man, that dude used to be a monster for them,
San
like how
Antonio.
he used to be dominant for Toronto. San Antonio for sure, but the time when he was playing for Toronto too.
Yeah, because he won multiple championships with San Antonio
won
and Toronto.
Yeah. That's the only two titles he ever won.
But like, will LeBron win one more title? That's the big question.
No.
I don't think he will. I think his time is up.
No, his time should be up already. Honestly, he shouldn't be in any talk.
I mean, but here's the thing: a lot of people are thinking that before this season begins, the Golden State Warriors are going to try to make a move for him because Curry has stated that he wants to play with LeBron.
Want to?
I mean, yeah, sorry, Draymond. Sorry. Draymond wants to play with.
I listened to the article.
Draymond wants to play with LeBron, and like LeBron and CP3, along with Thompson and Green, that'd be and plus you got that young bench for Golden State. but I think LeBron's going to end his career in LA, or I think he'll get traded to, or he'll go back to Cleveland, or he'll go back to Miami.
I think Cleveland would make more sense for him. Because Miami wasn't really like his top destination.
Dude, he won 2 titles in Miami.
Yeah, and he lost the title in Miami.
And
he lost it to who was it? The Revenge San Antonio, and then he lost it. Remember, his first loss was Dallas,
to the Mavericks. Yep.
Because Dirk's sickness, and they make fun of it. Which I'm like, bro, Dirk pulled a MJ move with the MJ flu.
But I mean, a lot of people say that Michael Jordan is still the GOAT. I say no, because just in terms of scoring, I think, LeBron is, he's already passed Michael Jordan in every statistical category that MJ ever dominated.
I mean, that's ways they can, but remember, the only reason why people say MJ was a GOAT because he won 6 titles in a row. He never even lost 1 title.
Actually, that's not true. That's not true. Early MJ lost in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Lost in the playoffs. Now, he never lost in a championship game, but he did lose in the playoffs.
Yeah, but that's just a playoff spot. Like, if you compare Andrew to LeBron, who has better chance of winning? If you're going to title, all right, let's say like you're in the championship, who would you rather trust? MJ or LeBron?
Now, are we talking prime? Both of them in their prime?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a... MJ...
My answer is already hands down is MJ.
MJ was better at the line and a better overall three-pointer shooter than LeBron. But
you also gotta remember, MJ has actually went into dunk contests. LeBron hasn't. You seen this? LeBron, how many dunks did LeBron do on regular season?
I've never seen LeBron dunk.
You see? Then he never entered it because he's always been dunking a lot. Kobe was in the dunk contest.
Kobe,
he won it.
Look. Kobe is in a class of his own.
Exactly. Because he got trained by MJ.
He beat MJ because MJ humbled his ass.
Well, yeah, because the only way he beat him the most was because the shoes. MJ's shoes brand first before Kobe even had his own.
But you're right. MJ is.
You gotta think about this. MJ built a super team. Yes, you got him and Scottie Pippen, and they won 3 titles right there. And then what happened next? Him and Dennis Rodman when he got that signed the contract deal.
But you also still had holdovers from that era. You still had Steve Kerr and
Tony Kukoc.
Yeah,
remember?
Yeah.
Ron Harper was also playing that time. Horace Grant was also playing that time.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot who else. There's a lot of other players I could try to think of that MJ played with during the time with the Bulls.
But if you look at the Wizards when MJ got there,
they're bad.
They were bad.
The biggest bust trade the Wizard ever had was Kwame Brown.
Oh God, Kwame Brown was just. Don't even get me started. Can we also talk about how Gilbert Arenas?
So,
Arenas was good.
He was good, but he messed up at his own prime because what he ended up doing, pull out the guns.
He shot himself in the leg is what he did.
Oh, I didn't know about that. I know.
Oh no.
Oh, I know.
No. Sorry. That was shit. What's his name? Meta World Peace. Sorry. Or maybe I have that. No, that was Plexico Burr. Sorry, that was Plexico Burris who pulled out a gun and shot himself in the leg. Sorry, my bad. But no, you're right. Gilbert Arenas had he pulled out a firearm on his teammate, and that's what ended his career. Because after that, no one wanted him.
No, he was traded to Memphis or Orlando, and then
Can we talk about
they
that?
didn't do too much.
That young Orlando team that Dwight Howard started off on, because I thought that team, that young Orlando team, could have won a championship.
They would, but they couldn't stop Kobe.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. The thing I like about what Dwight did, and the only thing I still love what he done at his prime, before he went from super buff to like now skinny. The time when when Dwight was playing, he may be like a crazy little fool. Like Nate Robinson dug over him because Nate Robinson got the kryptonite stuff because Dwight was Superman. Dwight was dominated defense, and what I love about was how he beat Boston. That super team Boston. On the East Coast that LeBron couldn't do himself. He lost to Boston.
Look. LeBron ran into a three-headed monster in Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett. Now about that super Boston team, they should have won. They should have won multiple championships.
But let's see, after 2008, in 2009, I think somebody got injured, or no, Dwight was just destroying them on defense.
They traded what ended that team's title hopes was when they traded Ray Allen to Miami.
No, Ray Allen's still playing with Boston that time. Ray Allen left the team at 2012 or 2013 after the whole Fernando with the Boston and Brooklyn trade. Because remember that was the biggest bust trade.
Yeah, that's right. They traded Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. And Ray was pissed about that because Ray was like,
no, Ray wasn't friendly with any of them for a while.
Yeah. And so, but Ray Allen, you have to admire his play. The man was a sharpshooter.
He was pure. He was a pure sharpshooter. I'm gonna agree. The original Splash Bro was like him and I think it was Rasheed Lewis the time when they were playing the Seattle Supersonics.
I missed the Supersonics. They became the Thunder, yeah.
Oh no, you see that now like NBA 2K, they had this mode where I could where people created teams and all that. So I look around like I see like how do like you're a Kansas City fan. I type in Kansas City, they got like all this random team from Kansas City Knight, Kansas City Sound, Kansas City Thunder, not Thunderstorm, and I was like, damn, they got like good team names. And then I type in Sonic because I was like, man, let's say there's a team for Seattle Supersonic. What pops up first? Seattle Supersonic. One row page was Seattle Supersonics with all different unique designs, jersey. I was like, man, when I saw that, I was like, bro, I really wish I want to do that.
But anyway, Brian, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end my live stream. Thank you for talking sports with me. You're always welcome.
Yeah, anytime, man.
And guys, click like and sub to Shadow Knight X. That's Brian's YouTube channel. Check him out. Give him some love. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button for his channel. And I'll see you guys same breakdown time, same breakdown place.